Good morning, traders. Today is Thursday, April 7th. My name is Charles, and this is the Pirate Traders live stream. Okay, well, yesterday we had a massive sell-off in the market, which left behind a gap that is still unfilled to the downside. So that gap does give us like a magnet to try to pull, the market back up there to repair it. However, to me, the downtrend is going to be more important here today. It feels like we are building momentum to the downside with value being so much lower than yesterday. And the fact that the overnight just traded inside today or yesterday's range just kind of gives us a sign that there really isn't like a V shape about to happen here. Probably we're going to either continue to rotate sideways, and then that might be the upper end of a balance, right? Maybe we get up there and fill it, but probably just sideways, or continuation to the downside. Now we're opening inside the previous day's range, inside the previous day's value area, and literally at the previous day's fairest price to do business. So I am almost certain we're going to get quite a bit of chop this morning. I'll be looking for resistance in this node above us around 44.75 and support in this node below us around 44.60. And just kind of assuming it's going to bounce between those two, and it won't really pique my interest until it gets above or below one of those as a potential move that it could make. Otherwise, I assume we're just going to bounce around. Also, the overnight inventory is net short, so we would expect a counter auction to the upside. Okay, so not a ton of insights moving into this morning. We kind of just got to wait out the market a little bit and let it give us a signal. We do have the 2 weak references below that need repair and the gap above. But like I said, it feels like the momentum at the moment is to the downside. So that is my first focus. So I am looking for that resistance and continued chop, just grinding up and down. If you have not yet, please consider pushing that like button. One small little click by you can make such a huge difference to me when it comes to that algorithm. It really does send people our way. Watch, right now there's 74 people here with 20 likes. I bet if 20 of you pop that button right now, we'll have, 90 people here in no time. It really does work like magic. So I appreciate those likes first thing in the morning. Okay, not much of a counter auction to the upside. And we are starting to head below the opening price. So once again, looking for support around 59.60 and continued chop. NQ, same thing. Although with the NQ, I was talking about this yesterday in the private stream. I really feel like the fact that we have such a massive node of volume right here, if this sucker breaks, you could almost call it like the overnight low. We really could get a big push lower on the Q, maybe down to this one or even this one. So you're talking, 14,280 or even 14,240 area. So same as the ES, we're expecting chop. But if the lows start to break, things could get messy on the Q pretty quick. As far as support and resistance for the chop, well, we just found support on this node around 14,458. And I expect we'll get some resistance between like 14,525 and 14,546. Okay, the first week reference on the ES is repaired. Good morning, Scooball. Good morning, Cyrus. MW in the house. Amir is here. Mick Stockster, yo. Greg H, hi to you. Boss Man, good morning. Greg H, hi again. Chief, good morning to you. Hustler forever. Good to see you. Dean, good morning to you. John is with us. Boss Man. Arthur, good morning to you. And Gunk, welcome. Welcome, Gunk. Not a statement I ever thought I'd say. Jack, welcome back. Good to see you. Greg H., what was the weak reference that was repaired? 'Twas a weak M period low. One tick from the G period high from yesterday. All right, so we're pushing into some resistance here. I'm looking for continued chop. NQ just exploded to the upside. Now, if I click over to the NQ and it didn't explode, I'm going to be very disappointed, boss man. Oh my God, it exploded. Nope, just grinding around inside yesterday's range. Greetings, Phoenix. Everybody migrated over? I don't know what that means. Okay, well, they're working their way through resistance. And that is a little bit bullish to see. So now what we're looking for is for previous resistance to become support. So now as they pull back down into this 4470s level, do they find support there? Or do they pass right back through it and keep chopping? Short covering, FOMO. Definitely needs to pull back and backfill. Okay, well, this is bullish, but I'm not going to turn the banner green because I do still think we need to pull back. This is FOMO. We know it's FOMO because they won't even let the market backfill these low-level nodes. That's not big money buying up here. That's the FOMO day traders chasing it. So it is bullish to see the movement, but I'm waiting for a pullback. Give those stronger hand buyers a chance to get in. Trading Donkey, most of the brigade had a little coffee clatch. I don't know what that is over at the FT 71. Oh, Futures Trader 71 channel. Oh, okay. You guys are watching his morning show. Yeah, see? Boss man, I'm day done. 3 lot, 25 points, no scale out, and done. But I'm still on sim. 3 green days in a row. That's good, man. It's a good start. Keep those green days going for a couple of weeks, then go back to real money. Then figure out what's different. If you start losing when you start trading with real money, wait, what changed? What am I doing differently? Donkey, internals seem to be calling BS. Yeah, the internals seem to imply this is more short covering. So once again, looking to backfill these levels and then find some support, or see if we can find some support around the halfback. We may not, and we may just get continued chop. But this was the area working as resistance earlier, so if that now becomes support, that would be bullish. Man, still didn't really fully backfill. Okay, there we go. So do we get support? Well, this support does not feel very strong, so I think the chop shall continue. Spoke too soon. Emerson, his show is only till 7:25, so don't worry, they're still loyal to you. To be fair, they were loyal to him before me. Amir Costco is going to the moon. Costco? All right, you piqued my interest. I'll look. They got a gap up. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Costco on a solid bull run from basically the financial crisis. That is quite a stock. Yeah, good consolidation above the previous high, right? This was the all-time high. This pullback was with the market. They got resistance when they tried to break out above it again, broke out, balance again, and now they're breaking out of that balance. Yeah, that's bullish. Good catch. Good entry could be the gap fill, getting back to yesterday's high. Could be a nice little entry. Put your stop just below, assuming the balance area high acts as support. That's a swing trade right there. And the chop continues. ES don't know where it wants to go. Rating Donkey with a Idiocracy reference. I loved that movie. Gatorade. It's what plants crave. Electrolytes. Electrolytes. It's what plants crave. So, Charles, why does the market do this? Why do we open up inside the previous day's range and just chop around like this? What's going on? Well, it's a form of price discovery. You know, you got people who have made a decision about how they want to position themselves today. So all of their orders have to fill, right? Grandma and grandpa who decided to make a change to their 401k last night, and they put in the order. And so first thing this morning when the market opens, you know, their broker has to go fill that order plus everyone else's, and so on and so forth. So you kind of get the market just chopping around, grinding around while people are getting into their positions. And then it becomes a matter of the day traders who are stepping in, trying to figure out which direction the market's going to move. And so you get a lot of chop. You get a lot of just up and down and up and down. And you really have to either be an expert at trading that chop or step aside and wait for certainty about what the market's going to do. And this is as textbook an example as you can get. The overnight range was inside the previous day's range, and we opened right at the previous day's point of control. That's just a very clear signal. The market doesn't really know yet where it wants to go. There will be lots of opportunities throughout the day if you can have the patience not to get whipsawed first thing in the morning. Seven Mile Reach says, love the chop. Makes it easy to grab 5 to 10 points here and there. You might find it easy. I find it a nightmare. I hate trading the chop. I hate trading it because, Like, let's say I was looking at this node and I was like, yeah, that's going to be resistance. So I went short there, right? As soon as it started to pass above, my brain starts to freak the fuck out of like, oh no, what if this is the beginning of the trend higher? What if like I got in too late? What if I da-da-da-da? And so then I'm going to let myself get taken out of that trade, and then it's going to chop right back down. Well, now I'm angry. Now I'm like, well, I knew to go short, and they tricked me and got me out of my trade, and now I missed it. So now I'm like angry. We're down here. It's a great opportunity to buy for the chop back up, but I'm emotionally distraught, so I don't have the confidence, the clarity, the focus to get into that trade. So then I watch the market go back up, and I'm like, God damn it, I missed it again. And I just get more and more and more upset. So it's better to just be like, why don't I just relax and wait for a better signal? But I am jealous of all you scalpers that can just crush it in the first 30 minutes. But it doesn't work for me. And it's because of the uncertainty. It's because you don't know when the chop's going to end. That's what I don't like. Good morning, Phoenix. I did say good morning to you. Courtman, go to the MNQ. Look at the 24,000 tick chart Hakanashi and the 40 tick Renko. Why don't you tell me what I would see if I did that? Am I supposed to be surprised? Is it going to be something magical? McStockster, Charles, you've mentioned before that a while back you used to take small trades like scalps, but then eventually you steered away from that. How long did it take to switch? That's not an easy question to answer. I mean, I still take scalps sometimes, even today. The big change for me was having this realization that I was, even though I was profitable, I was exhausted at the end of every day. Like the process of trading as a scalper for me, of like, because you have to be on point all day. Like you have to be so laser focused on the market, looking for that chance to jump in. As soon as you're in, you're freaking out. Oh my God, is it going to work out or am I going to lose? Like that sort of trading is what I realized wasn't right for me, that I couldn't do that for the rest of my life. I don't want to be 60 years old and still shitting my pants every trade I get in. Like I just don't want to keep having that high stress type of trading. So I realized that you can make just as much money taking one single trade a day as you can make from taking 100 scalp trades if you wait, if you have patience and you wait for that one perfect opportunity, and then you have the discipline. All right, well, we got good support now at the halfback, so this is a little bit bullish. Still don't have the ticks. All right, poor high here in the B period. Immediately repairing it is more bullish. All right, well, I'm bullish. First to try to take out the overnight high and see if we get resistance there. And then attempt yesterday's high, which gets us back up into the gap. So I do believe support might be viable here. Oh, man, the ticks. All right, so I'm going to remain bullish as long as we find support in one of these two nodes. That's a big range, but between 79 and 74 or 75. As long as we find support there, I'm going to stay bullish that we're trying to get to that overnight high. But we did instantly lose the ticks as soon as we got above zero, which is not good. But anyway, yeah, so like I just basically realized, I was like, you can make just as much money with one great setup in a day than you would taking 100 trades as a scalper. But the feeling of being a trader is so much easier. Like you're literally just sitting back, relax, watch the market all day, wait for that one great opportunity, then get in, then you're in your stress mode, right? Once you're in the trade and so on and so forth, you're always going to experience those emotions. But most of the day, you can be calm and relaxed and just kind of observing the market. And so that was the decision that I decided to pursue. It was like, okay, how do I become more of a trader who's waiting for the great opportunities instead of just taking every little scalp that I see and constantly chasing money? And but it's still a work in progress. I mean, I still take scalps all the time. But yeah, in a perfect world, I would love to be able to just get in one trade and sit in it all day long. All right, well, with that support breaking, I'm back to neutral. Sorry, guys. They faked me out. McStockster, understandable on the high stress methods. My unfortunate realization was that I basically trade best for scalps and have lots of room for improvement for slower trades. Yeah, I mean, if I always say if scalping works, do it, man. Do it. There's nothing wrong with scalping as long as you're making profits. Okay, so back to looking for support just above that opening price, between like 65 and 68 as the chop continues. It is a little bit bullish that we've got value overlapping to higher at this point. Rocket, my one great setup on an NQ, largest day in a long time. Well, do share. What's your setup? What gave you that nice day? Diane, going for yesterday's gap, 451. Or sorry, 45.15. Yeah, I do think it's too early to make that call. Right? We started to get up into the gap yesterday and rejected away from it. Overnight couldn't even get up in there. So I think it's a little bit too early to make the gap fill call. But certainly if we can get above the overnight high, then it's in play. No doubt about it. But as long as we're experiencing this chop, we're likely to do exactly what the overnight did. Just go up and down, and then bring us back to yesterday's fairest price. That's what they do. Until some leadership steps into the market. One random nuance I just noticed is we've passed through the 20 moving average multiple times on both indices here on the 15-minute candles. That is often what we see on a rotational day. Generally, if the market wants to trend a certain direction, that will act as support or resistance. So the fact that we're just easily passing back up and down through it feels like rotation. Dean, Yellen speaking at 2 p.m. today. Thank you for the heads up. Man, no resistance at the halfback. Dude, the chop continues. These traders don't know where they want to go. They're just pushing the market around, picking each other's pockets. Okay, so now we're down in this sort of last little node of support that we've got here, right around the POC from yesterday. I do suspect this will act as support and we will get continued chop, but if it breaks and we start to head lower, particularly if we get below the A period low, I would look to target the overnight low and monitor for continuation down from there, as it won't take long to pull the value area lower and then continue the downtrend, the larger downtrend in the market. So right now, still support, still chop, but I'm just letting you know if that breaks, overnight low will be in play. All right, well, as we get ready to print the C period here, it really feels to me like the market wants to go lower. I'm mainly just looking at the internals and just watching the way every time the ticks try to get above that zero line, they get slapped down. That is a sign that there are more sellers than buyers in this market. It's about 50-50. There's not a lot more sellers, but there are more sellers. So once again, keeping an eye on these lows. Speaking of lows, we got a weak C period low, which is in need of repair. And we just pulled the point of control a little bit lower. So that's a little tiny bit bearish to see. Yeah, so all in all, you know, I was slightly bullish before on the idea that value was overlapping to higher. Now value is inside the previous day's value. So that is a neutral signal. And like I said, the internals have been pretty bearish all morning. Not very bearish, not like massive sell-off type of bearish, but just slightly more bearish than bullish. So my guess at this moment is that we're going to push lower here today, at the very least to test the overnight lows. I'll be wrong if we can get back above 44.80 and then find support in there. So right in this area here, if we can get above there, come back down and find support, then I'll look for continuation to the upside. But to my mind, I feel like the momentum is still to the downside. As far as whichever way this chop will break. And with that, I wish you all a great Thursday. I hope you make lots and lots of monies. And I will see you here tomorrow morning. If you're a member of the brigade, let's ride. If you're not, you can always join. It's only $10 a month. Less than a single point on the ES.